Hi folks, today I'm going to talk about Sunburst arched shutters. Whether they're wood or poly, it's all the same. So as you can see here behind me, I have a Sunburst arched shutter, and basically it looks like a sunburst, hence the name. Now these louvers here, you can turn them. They're all individually operated. So you can have them straight open or you can have them closed. Just depends on how much light you want to come through. This arch here will fold down as well. So if you want to get to the window to clean it, you just fold it down. It's hinged on the bottom and then you fold it back up. Okay? So some customers do have questions on measuring for these. So it's just like measuring for any other shutter. And with most shutters, especially arched ones, we suggest outside mount because most houses' arches aren't going to be perfectly framed in. It'll make for an easier installation for you if you put it on the wall like this one is right here, but that's up to you. Once you determine your mounting style and what type of frame you're going to have, then you want to do your measuring, just like any other shutter. So the first thing you do in step one is measure the width of your window. That's going to be from the left side of the frame to the right side of the frame. Then you're going to measure your height from the bottom of the frame to the top. Okay? The site is going to ask you two additional questions. It's going to ask you, first of all, what your arch type is. And it's going to give you two options, a half circle like this one here, or an eyebrow arch, which basically has what's called a leg on the side of the arch. So instead of being a perfect half circle, the window will go up and then have a slight curve and then come back down. And there's pictures of both on the site, so whichever one yours is, pick that selection. If you do pick an eyebrow arch, it's going to ask you for one additional size, and that would be the leg size. Now the leg is from the bottom of the shutter up to the point that the arch curved. So if your window goes up here and then starts to curve, rather than being a half circle, it'll ask you how high up it goes, so we know how high up to make that frame. Okay? And don't worry, we're going to send you a drawing confirmation of them before we start production. So once you send that order in, we're going to generate a CAD drawing of that arch and send it over to you so you can go back to your window and make sure it fits perfectly. Okay? One more question it's going to ask is it a standalone arch or do you have a 1-inch mullion, or would you like a 1-inch mullion? And what that means, if it's a standalone arch, so if it's an arch all by itself, you want to select that. However, you might have a window that you're putting this arch in that has a windowsill. Or you might have a shutter below in place already and you're going to put your arch over that. If you want something on the bottom that's nice and flat, so it sits on top of an existing surface, whether it's a windowsill or an existing shutter, then you pick the 1-inch mullion option. And what that means is on the bottom of your shutter, instead of the frame that you selected, we're going to have a nice flat surface right here for you. It'll makes installing a lot easier. And then on the sides, just to dress it up a little bit, we're going to extend it past just a little bit, just to kind of wrap around. And there's pictures of that on our site as well. So again, measure like any other shutter, width by height, and then just pick the shape of your arch. And then if you want a frame on the bottom to match, or if you want the 1-inch mullion. And if you have any other questions, please give us a call or send us an email. Thank you.